Hi students, today I will talk on a new topic that is our last module in our syllabus, that is workers' participation in management. In our next few slides, we will talk over definition of the worker participation, then characteristics for a worker participation system or management, and lastly then objective, and lastly the level of participation. So, like other behavioral terms, worker participation in management, or shortly known as WPM, means different things to different people depending upon their objectives and expectations. Thus, WPM is an elastic concept. For example, for management, it is a joint consultation prior to decision making. For workers, it means co-determination. For trade union, it is harbinger of a new order of social relationship and a new set of power equation within organization. While for government, it is an association of labor with management without the final authority or responsibility in decision making. Let us also go through some important definition of WPM. According to Keith Davis, workers' participation refers to the mental and emotional involvement of a person in a group of situation in which encourage him to contribute to group goals and share in responsibility of achieving them. In the world of Mehtra's applied to industry, the concept of participation means sharing the decision-making power by the rank and file of an industrial organization through their representative at all the appropriate levels of management in the entire range of managerial action. A clear and more comprehensive definition of WPM is given by the International Labour Organization, or ILO. According to ILO, workers' participation may broadly be taken to cover all terms of association of workers and their representatives with the decision-making process ranging from exchange of information, consultation, decision and negotiation to more institutionalized form such as presence of workers, members on management or supervisory board, or even management by workers themselves as practiced in Yugoslavia. In Yugoslavia, WPM is governed by the law of worker, management of state economic enterprises and higher economic association. The act consists of a three-tier participation structure: collective bargaining, workers' council, and board of management. In fact, the basic reason for difference in perception of WPM is mainly due to the differential pattern of practices appointed by various countries while implementing workers' participation in management. For example, in Great Britain and Sweden, WPM is in the form of joint consultants through Joint Consultative Committee, Work Committee in France, Co-Determination Committee in West Germany, Joint Work Council in Belgium, Work Council and Management Board in Yugoslavia, and Union Management Corporation in USA. In India, worker participation management is in the form of what we call Labour Management Corporation and Workers' Participation in Management. It is implemented through the agency like Work Committee, Joint Management Councils or JMCs, Shop Councils, Unit Councils and Joint Councils. Notwithstanding, three different forms of WPM differ only in degree, not in a nature. Be the perceptual differences as these may, WPM is a system of communication and consultation, either formal or informal, by which the workers of an organization are kept informed as and when required about the affair of the undertaking, and through which they express their opinion and contribute to decision making process of management. There are some characteristics which may reflect in workers' participation in management. The first one will be participation implies practices which increase the scope of employees' share of influence in decision-making process with the assumption of responsibility. The second one is participation presupposes willing acceptance of responsibility by worker. Third one will be workers' participation in management not as individual but as a group through their representative. Fourth one will be workers' participation in management differ from collective bargaining in the sense that while the former is based on mutual trust, information sharing and mutual problem solving, the latter is essentially based on power play, pressure tactics and negotiation. The fifth one will be the basic rationale for workers' participation in management is that workers invest their labor and their fates to their place of work. Thus, they contribute to the outcomes of organization. Hence, they have a legitimate right to share in decision-making activities of organization. The objective of WPM are closely knitted to the rationale for WPM. Accordingly, the objective of WPM vary from country to country depending on the levels of socio-economic development, political philosophies, industrial relations scenes, and attitude of the working class. In India, the objective of government in advocating for workers' participation in management, as stated in the Industrial Policy Resolution 1956, is a part of its overall endeavour to create a socialist society, wherein the sharing of a part of the managerial powers by workers is considered necessary. Therefore, we can summarize the objective of WPM as increase in productivity for the benefit of all concerned to an enterprise, that is, the employer, the employee, and the community at large. Satisfaction of workers urge for self-expression in matter of enterprise management and making employees better understood of their role in the organization. Accordingly, the objective of WPM in India are to be promote mutual understanding between management and workers, that is industrial harmony, establish and encourage good communication system at all levels, create and promote a sense of belongingness among workers, help handle resistance to change, induce a sense among workers to contribute their best for the cause of organization, create a sense of commitment to decisions to which they were a party. The level of participation. Having known the objective of WPM, the question then is to what extent worker can participate in decision-making process. In other words, it is important to know the extent or level of co-determination in an organization. Viewed from this angle, Metras has suggested 5 levels of workers' participation ranging from the minimum to maximum. Since these levels of workers influence the process and quality of decision making in an organization, we are therefore highlighting here these levels briefly ranking these from the minimum to maximum level of participation. Informative participation, the first one. These refer to management information sharing with worker on such item. Those are concerned with workers. Balance sheet, production, economic condition of the plant, etc. are the example of such system or such item. It is important to note that here workers have no right of close scrutiny of the information provided, and management has its prerogative to make decision on issues concerned with worker. Consultative participation, the next type of participation. In this type of participation, workers are consulted in those matters which relate to them. Here, the role of worker is restricted to give their views only. However, the acceptance and non-acceptance of these views depends on management. Nonetheless, it provided an opportunity to the worker to express their views on matter involving their interest. The next one will be the associative participation. Here, the role of workers' council is not just advisory, unlike consultative participation. In a way, this is an advanced and improved form of consultative participation. Now, the management is under a more obligation to acknowledge, accept, and implement the unanimous decision of the council. The next level of participation is administrative participation. In the administrative participation, decisions already taken are implemented by the worker. Compared to the former three level of participation, the degree of sharing authority and responsibility by the worker is definitely more in India's participation. The last level will be the decisive participation. Here, the decisions are taken jointly by the management and the worker of an organization. In fact, this is the ultimate level of workers' participation in management. So that's all for today's class. In our next class, I will talk on the next topic, that is trade union. Thank you.